How did you meet Danny?
So I love telling this story, but basically, I've been a fan of Danny's for. By the way, if any viewers are watching, I have Tourette's. Don't come for me in the comments. I know I blink a lot. Shut the fuck up. So, anyways, because people like being weird. But
no, I understand.
But so, anyways,
I hate internet trolls.
Internet trolls are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I get called a weird nerd, nerdy white guy a lot, but that's true.
Exactly. Just own up to it. But so the way that I met Danny was I've been a fan of his since I was like 13 years old. I first heard 30, obsessed with it. And what happened? So like I would be friends with him on Twitter and stuff. I would talk to him. Everything was nice. I would always say like, "Hey, I'm so proud of you" and stuff. I was just like a huge fangirl.
Yeah.
And I remember I first saw him when I was 16 years old. It was a crazy show. It was at Peter Palooza, and it was like Danny, Schoolboy Q headline. It was right after Oxymoron, or right after Oxymoron came out. Absol, Action Bronson, G-Eazy came out right before he blew up. Some other people, and Chris Rivers, who's Big Pun's son. It was like an amazing show. And at the end, I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up. And then Danny's rushing out, takes a picture with somebody. And I'm like, "Hey, Danny." And he was like, "I gotta go. I'm running to catch a show." And he hugged me. And I like thought about that all the time. So I never got to meet him. And then one day he invited me to his show after I was like, I want to get tickets. It was for the Atrocity exhibition tour. But I didn't realize he gave me meet and greet. So I fucked up that chance. And then we would keep saying, we're going to meet. And then I remember one day at Bruiser Thanksgiving.
Wait, so he gave you meet and greets and you just didn't realize it?
Yeah, I didn't realize until I got there because he didn't tell me. So I was so upset. But then a few years later, I go to Bruiser Thanksgiving. And long story short, I wanted to go out there. Danny asked me to shoot. He ended up paying for my GoFundMe to make it out there because I wasn't making my goal because I had like a very bad Twitter meltdown over my career, something totally unrelated. And I guess he felt bad and was like, let me.
Why did you have a GoFundMe? Just because you wanted to go so bad?
Yeah, and I didn't have the money. So
what was the Twitter freak out about?
Basically, so I was an intern at Rolling Stone magazine, and they weren't letting me write anything. And I was just getting really upset because everybody else was getting bylines and stuff, and I felt like the only odd one out.
Yeah. And
joke's on them because the story that I literally begged for was interviewing Megan Thee Stallion right before she became big. So they ate their words because literally about a year later she's on the fucking cover with City Girls and shit.
And you were like, let me interview her. Like, come on.
I was like, I've listened to this girl, and then they wanted to just throw me a bone.
Yeah, Cognac Queen, all that.
Yeah, it was like right after Tina Snow dropped. I'm like, just let me do it.
Such a good project.
So they just did it, but they withheld it from me until like March, long after my internship was done. So there was that, and a bunch of people plagiarized that. I won't name names, but there were some people who plagiarized that feature. But so I had a mental breakdown because I was like, I'm not getting bylines. I don't want to do music writing anymore. And I guess Danny saw that and felt bad, so he paid for my GoFundMe. He's like, no problem. Come out, and I'm going to meet you. And I'm like, okay. I take a 10-hour road trip with a friend of mine. Shout out Darren, if Darren ends up watching. I hope they do. Me and Darren went from Pennsylvania. I met them in Pennsylvania, and we drove up to Detroit. 10 hours. It was horrible. And right after the 10 hours, we literally went to the Airbnb, then went right to the show. Danny saw me in the photo pit and knelt down and was like, hi, and gave me like a high five and stuff. But then I think he got too drunk and he forgot to come out. And I was like, crap, I didn't get to meet him. So I wrote him like a very emotional, very long letter. And I gave it to his manager who was picking up stuff from the merch girl. And then the next day I wake up to like a million DMs from him, all in caps saying, call me right now. Call me right now. But then he didn't answer. Because I think
emotional and like...
Yeah, like he was just like, call me right now.
What do you mean, like emotional letters?
Oh, emotional letter. Just like me talking about how much he means to me. Mm-hmm. And how like proud I am of him, basically. And how like I feel this strange, like very spiritual connection to that man.
Yeah.
That I've always had. And the letter was just like me saying, I love you and I'm so proud of you. And I'm glad that I get to basically exist on this earth with you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And yeah, he blew up my phone the next day on my DMs, but he didn't answer my text or my calls. I think he might have got busy or something. So that didn't work out. And then he didn't reply to my texts or calls for months. And I'm like, did he give me a fake number? And then I remember he was on the cover of High Snobiety. and I think that's how you fucking say it. If not, whatever, we'll deal with it. And he did a show out here, but I was 20, so I couldn't get in. And he was like, it's okay. And then I remember that night I had a weird dream that I met him. And the next day while I'm at work, I randomly get a call from him. Like, as I'm about to close and leave, and he was like, I'm really hungry, meet me at this place. So I was like, okay. I went out. I met him at his hotel. I had dinner.
Straight from work?
Yeah, straight from work. I was freaking out. I was shaking the whole Uber ride over there. And it was him, Triple Black, and Danny's girlfriend. And after that, it was history. And he showed me Danny's house that night. He played like the rough version of You Know What I'm Saying and stuff to me.
Wow.
And we had like the most amazing night, really. And like that finally started. It was multiple years in the making.
That's awesome.
Almost a decade in the making.
The ships in the night always passing, never get to work out, and then it finally does.
Exactly.
It really does, like, it's cool seeing you guys' friendship. That's why I wanted to ask that, like.
Yeah.
It's really cool, like, seeing it, because I was new to everyone, you know, like, coming into that situation. But you guys really do have something, like, as you said, like a spiritual connection with that.
And I'm glad people could see that. Like, there's something about him that, like, I'm just very protective over him. And sometimes it annoys the fuck out of him, I know, because he's like, I think he thinks I don't trust him or something. And it's not that I don't trust him. It's just, I know people can take advantage of good people like him, and I want him to be safe. And even though it shouldn't be my responsibility, especially because all these other guys have known him for far longer and can do that, there's some part of me like that feels like I have this duty to protect him and take care of him. And he would I could tell it annoys him sometimes. But I love that guy. I love you,
and
Daniel.
He still loves you. Like,
exactly.
That was such. You just became friends, but then you started writing for him because. When we talked, the first time I was very fucked up, so I don't remember the conversation. But I remember you saying you wrote a piece for him.
For who?
For Danny.
Oh yeah.
And that's like.
Because so basically.
Because you work at Paste.
I work at Paste Magazine. Yes. But the first piece I ever wrote was right after about him was after You Know What I'm Saying came out. Where I wrote this long post about like how he reminds me so much of my father, and it blew the fuck up. And I got my first ever freelance assignment through that, interviewing Angel Olsen for Vinyl Me Please.
Oh wow!
And I was like, holy shit! And then from there, like everything went up just because of that one thing I just threw up on a blog, basically on Medium, just for the fuck of it, essentially, and it blew up more than I could anticipate. And I still get messages about that sometimes. People like, I randomly came across it, and across your piece, and I just want to say it's amazing. And
what came to you when you wrote that?
What do you mean?
Like, why did you write that piece?
Because Danny really does remind me so much of my dad, and in many ways, like, I see Danny kind of like as a father figure. And then I figured, like, when You Know What I'm Saying came out, because it was like fresh, it was like only a few months after we met each other, and I was like explaining these things to him, and I kind of just wanted to get it off my chest to understand why it is that I connect with him so much. And eventually I realized, like, it's because he reminds me so much of my dad, and basically reminds me of like how my dad would be if my dad was still alive and was able to recover in the way that he wanted to. And seeing like Danny like do everything that he wants to do and being like the man that he is was true. Like it just still makes me emotional just like seeing him, because like that's exactly what I wanted for my dad. And basically now I get to invest that into making sure that that happens to Danny.
And that's why you have this like protective feel over him, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's so cool that he accepts that.
And I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on him too, kind of. But you know, like he's good. He's really good with it, and he's really just sweet and kind. And I think he recognizes that and tries really hard to protect me as well, because he doesn't want to fuck that up or like betray my trust in that way, because of how much pressure I may have unknowingly put on him by saying like, you remind me of my dad, because I feel like most men, if they heard that, they wouldn't know how to fucking take it.
But he's a real one. I think he would understand it, because you're doing it in a real way. You're not doing it in like a fan way. I know you're doing it in a fan way, but not in a fan way.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.